This is VSiN Daily Morning Bets. Here is your host, Josh Appelbaum.
Hello and welcome to VSiN Daily Morning Bets, a quick 15-minute podcast highlighting the top games and biggest line moves that bettors need to know about each day. Today's Friday, April 21st.
Game of the night.
For the game of the night, we're going to look toward a jam-packed Major League Baseball slate tonight with 15 games across the diamond, a true Friday Night Lights matchup. Here tonight, we're going to focus on an NL Central showdown, 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time, between the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Currently, the Pirates are listed as a minus 140 home favorite, with Cincinnati a plus 120 road dog, and the total in this one is 8.5. Now, going into this matchup, the Pittsburgh Pirates are 13-7. They took Thursday night's series opener 4-3. Got a little sweaty there. That was Josh's sweat, so wouldn't have it any other way. But Pirates were able to cash as a minus 165 home favorite, hang on for a 4-3 win. In tonight's rematch, Cincinnati, who's 7-12, hands the ball to righty Graham Ashcraft, who's 2-0 with a 1.42 ERA, and Pittsburgh counters with fellow righty Mitch Keller, who's 1-0 with a 3.80 ERA. So what have we seen across the board here? Well, pros seem to be saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just like me, I'll be going back to the well, just like the pros are with the Pittsburgh Pirates here today. The Pirates opened as low as a minus 130 home favorite, and now we've seen the Pirates get steamed up to minus 140. So just in terms of that 10-cent steam move, telling us, and again, any kind of line movement is meaningful, but when you get to steam 10 cents or more, that's what really kind of piques my interest, tells me a lot of respect to money had to come in to cause that line to move in such a drastic fashion. And again, steam is basically just a sudden change in line movement across the marketplace when an overload of smart money hits one side all at once, hitting multiple books, causing uniform line movement across the entire board. So it's not just one book's moving, it's that the entire marketplace is moving. And sometimes that is typically occurring from wise guys or sharps or syndicates. Syndicates are groups of wise guys who kind of band together all their resources to get down even bigger amounts. So when they all come in at once across the marketplace at different books, trying to maximize their edge. So anytime the team is getting steamed, that's what's happening, an overload of smart money. So that's what happened here with the Pirates, getting steamed, minus 130 up to minus 140. Pirates are getting 74% of bets, but 78% of the money. Again, telling us that you have a majority of public bettors, but also a big group of wise guys here between a over 70% tickets and money in favor of Pittsburgh. Also, we have some good system matches here on the Pirates. Now, one, you've been hearing me say it for quite a while, but favorites. It's pretty simple here. Typically, if you bet all favorites and just give me any sport, you bet all favorites, probably you're going to be a big loser here. But if you look at baseball, since the pandemic and COVID, I've been saying this for a while, chalk has done very well. That's why I tend to be betting quite a few favorites here over the last few years. I want to be on an edge that's cashing. So favorites so far this year, if you just look at how they've done straight up, they are 179 and 107, 63%. You'd be up almost 8 units, a 3% ROI betting every favorite. So we just have that overall edge of favorites cashing at a high rate. But the one that I like, favorites with steam 10 cents or more. So again, your favorite, you're taking in sharp action of 10 cents or more. That is 63 and 44, 59% this year. But the really good system that I found just about a week ago, I was kind of doing some research, digging into my database. I'm always trying to tweak my models and systems. Like, I know that we have an edge here with favorites. Well, how can we get favorites to be even better? Well, I add more filters. I kind of test things out. And what I stumbled upon is favorites who missed the postseason the previous year. So your favorite, you're expected to win. Favorites are doing well over the last few years. But here's the key. If you missed the playoffs last year, the public probably thinks you're not a very good team. You're not very good. So how can you lay a minus number with a team that isn't very good? So it's almost like a buy low opportunity here. And this is what's been really great so far. If you missed the playoffs and you're a favorite, you're 72 and 37, 66%. You're up 13 units. It's a return on investment of 12%. So it's been really good there with that system match, which does fit with Pittsburgh in this spot. Also, the Pirates have the better bats. They're hitting 253 versus 240 for Cincinnati. They have the better pitching, 4.03 ERA versus a 5.36 team ERA for Cincy. Cincy in the spot, all losing. Cincy is 4-11 as a dog. They're 2-11 against righties, and they're 1-6 on the road. So they're a dog. They're against a righty, and they're on the road today. All big losers for the situation for the Reds. Then Pittsburgh, by the way, is 3-0 as a favorite. They're 9-5 against righties, and they're 4-3 at home. So all winning situations there. And then run differential, just a very quick snapshot of how good or bad a team is based upon or kind of lined up against the rest of the league in the competition. Well, the Pirates are plus 20 in run differential. The Reds are minus 17. So again, Pirates have been much more accountable this year and much more profitable for bettors. If you look at the Pirates now, 13-7, you bet $100 in every Pirates game, you're up around almost $1,000 so far to start this year. So Pittsburgh was one of Josh's sweats yesterday, came through. I'm going right back to the old Pittsburgh once again, guys. Give me the Buccos today at minus 140.
Best of the rest.
For the best of the rest, now let's travel to an American League matchup at 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time tonight between the Detroit Tigers, almost said Detroit Lions, or Detroit basketball, anyway. But Detroit Tigers visiting the Baltimore Orioles. Currently, we have the Orioles as a minus 175 home favorite, with Detroit a plus 160 road dog, and the total in this game is 8.5. Now, this is the first game of a 3-game series, so we have the opener here tonight. The Tigers, little background, they're 7-10, but they did just take 2 of 3 at home against the Guardians, although they did lose the finale there 3-2 on Wednesday as a plus 120 home dog. Meanwhile, the O's, 11-7. They're 7-2 over their last 9 games, and they just swept the 2-game series at the Nats. They blanked the Nats 4-0 on Wednesday as a minus 140 road favorite. So in tonight's series opener, the Tigers are giving the ball to righty Michael Lorenzen, who's 0-0 with a 13.50 ERA. The Orioles, they counter with fellow righty Tyler Wells, who's 0-1 with a 3.86 ERA. So what have we seen across the board here? Well, pros seem to be laying the chalk here with Baltimore. This game opened with the Orioles listed as around a minus 165 home favorite, and Detroit a plus 140 road dog. And we've seen Baltimore get steamed up from minus 165 to minus 175. So again, another 10-cent steam move. I'm actually seeing a couple books closer to minus 180. So all movement liability has been toward the O's in this matchup. They're getting across the board 88% of bets and 96% of the money. So a big share of bets and dollars here on Baltimore, kind of telling us that pros and Joes are in unison here, laying it with the O's. Again, pros and Joes, they approach games differently. You might just have the public betting the Baltimore because they have the better record and they're at home. Whereas the wise guys like Baltimore because maybe they initially set this number around minus 175, minus 180, and they saw a lot of value in that game open at minus 165. And also, keep in mind, I'm giving you these percentages at 6 a.m. And again, 88% of bets tells you that it's the public. And again, public is always where the bets are. Dollars gives you more of an indication of where the smart money's at. But 88% of bets, that's technically very public. NFL game getting 88% of bets. There's no way I'm taking it. That's just way too public. But again, public isn't really betting baseball at 6 a.m. You know, that 80% could be more likely coming from wise guys here. Public doesn't really bet these games until they get home from work. Then also, compared to football has a ton of public to bet against. Baseball does not. So I'm much more kind of open and willing to bet on a team getting 88% of bets in baseball. Definitely not, though, in football. It's way too much of public bias to be in favor of it and when I want to be against it. But anyway, 10 cents of steam here toward Baltimore. Baltimore matches quite a few systems. So if we look at non-division favorites with steam 10 cents or more, they're 48-29, 62% this year. If we look at non-division favorites off a win, 71-38, 65% with a 6% ROI. We also have the system I really like that matched with matched with Pittsburgh we just talked about, which would be a favorite who missed the postseason the previous year, 72-37, 66%, 12% ROI. But then here's another system that I really like. Both teams just had a day off, take the favorite. Very, very simple. But if both teams had the day off, you would think that it's kind of an equalizer there. They both had, a day off of rest. But we've seen historically that when there's a day off of rest for both teams, it disproportionately benefits, quote unquote, the better team. Whereas basically your better players, better coaching staff, all these superior things that make you a favorite, well, that's really going to benefit you more so having a day off versus a team that maybe isn't as reliable here. It is the dog. So in that situation, both day off take the favorite. It's 21-7 to start this year, 75% with a 20% ROI. And since the start of last year, it's 151-72, 68%, 22 units won with a 10% ROI. So I really like betting on those both day off take the favorite system matches, and that does match here with Baltimore. Also Baltimore, what else do I have? A favorite. Let's see. Hit on all those. Favorite to miss the postseason. Wanted to mention that. But anyway, the O's are 6-1 as a favorite. They're 7-4 against righties, and they're 4-3 at home. So all profitable in this spot for the O's tonight. Meanwhile, the Tigers, 7-10 as a dog, 5-7 against righties, and 3-6 on the road, all losing spots. Baltimore has the better hitting 249 versus 218. Superior pitching as well, 4.68 ERA versus a 5.19 ERA. And again, run differential, snapshot of how good or bad you are. Orioles plus 12, Tigers minus 36. So I'm looking for the O's here. Non-division favorite, which is one of my favorite system matches, along with that day off take the favorite. I'm on the O's at minus 175. The NFL Draft is the best time of year to become a VSiN Pro subscriber. Get access to hourly pro tips, best bets from VSiN experts, daily articles, power rankings, and expanded digital content and tools to help you become a better bettor. Just go to VSiN.com/subscribe for more information.
Josh's Sweats.
Well, for Josh's Sweats, I already gave away a couple of them. I am officially on the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't know what it is. I love betting the Pirates. They're just supremely undervalued. They're pretty decent this year, knock on wood. Public still thinks they're awful, but they've been cashing tickets left and right. For me, I cashed yesterday again, so I'm going back to the well with another sharp line move, minus 130 to minus 140, with a good system match there, favorite who missed the postseason. So give me Pittsburgh. I got the Buccos at minus 140. Also, as I mentioned, going with Baltimore. Sharp steam move, minus 165 to minus 175. That would match our non-division favorite system. Also, that they both had the day off take the favorite system. Again, 21-7, 75% to start the year. But I got one more for you. I gave you an NL game to start. I gave you an AL game, the second game we talked about. Now, let's split it up. I'll give you a interleague matchup here. Give me an interleague showdown, 7:10 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Give me the Cleveland Guardians. I'm on the Guardians. Got the Guardians here at minus 135 at home against Miami. By the way, Miami is a plus 120 road dog. The total in this one is 8. Now, this is the first game of a new series here. Miami, 10-9. They won 2 of 3 at home against the Giants. They lost, however, 5-3 on Wednesday as a minus 105 home dog. Meanwhile, Cleveland, they just lost 2 of 3 at Detroit, although they did win on Wednesday 3-2 as a minus 130 road favorite. So, looking at the pitching matchup here, we have Braxton Garrett going for Miami, a lefty who's 0-0 with a 3.38 ERA. He'll be facing Zach Plesac, who's 1-0 with a 6.92 ERA. So what have we seen across the board here? Well, smart money seems to be pounding the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians opened as low as a minus 115, minus 120 home favorite. Now they're all the way up to minus 135. So, 10, 15 cents of steam here, 15 or 20 cents of steam in favor of Cleveland. They would match one of my favorite systems, interleague favorites. Very simple, but we always talk about those non-division favorites doing great because of the lack of familiarity benefits the better team. Well, a interleague favorite is also technically a non-division favorite, but it's even more of an unfamiliar spot because you don't really match up too often with teams in different leagues here. So if you're an interleague favorite, very simple. You're 48-22 this year, 69%, 10 units won, 13% ROI. Been a great system historically and this year as well. It also match our non-division favorite off a win, 71-38, 65% this year, as well as the other one we talked about, which matched on, I think, both games so far, or definitely matched with Baltimore, but that both had the day off take the favorite. 21-7 this year, 75%, 68%, 10% ROI since the start of last year. It's also kind of fishy. Plesac has a 6.92 ERA. Why is the line going toward a guy with a 6.92 ERA? Just looks fishy to me. Garrett, obviously based on the numbers, has been better, 3.38. So why isn't the line dropping toward Garrett with the better ERA? It's going the other way toward Plesac with the bad ERA. So kind of a fishy line move that I want to get behind. Also, it's kind of a buy low, sell high. Both teams are 10-9, but obviously Miami won 2 of 3 their last series. Cleveland dropped 2 of 3, so it's a bit of a buy low opportunity here on the Guardians. Aside from all of our system matches here on Cleveland, we also have a good correlative betting play here on Cleveland. Again, I think a lot of recreational bettors sometimes are remiss to not look at the total when looking at kind of the side, how they can affect each other. And if I'm on a favorite, I want a favorite with a low total. Total in this one is 8. Saw some under money. I think it opened 8.5. It's down to 8. But again, fewer amount of expected runs scored, more likely they're going to come from quote-unquote the better team. So Cleveland would be the favorite with a low total here. And then a big advantage is the bullpen. First game of a new series. I know they were off yesterday, but the bullpen of Miami has pitched 15.2 innings the last 3 games. Cleveland's pen has only pitched 8.2 innings the last 3 games. And also mention Steve Makinen, my colleague, has a great article that he's doing. It's a bullpen rating system, which has been really, really good. And I would highly recommend if you want to look at more into bullpens to check out Steve's article. But you add it all up, we have an interleague favorite, Both have the day off. Take the favorite. Two great system matches. Big steam on Cleveland here. Give me Cleveland. I got the Cleveland Guardians at -135. So that about does it for today's VSiN Daily Morning Bets podcast on Friday, April 21st. Reminder, no podcast over the weekend. I'm getting married this summer, and if my fiance if I was working 7 days a week, she might call off the wedding. So we got to do some registry stuff. We got to go to Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know if we'll have time. All those fun things for those of you who've gotten married. Yes, I'm going through all of that right now, but I couldn't be happier to marry my love of my life, Elise. But anyway, no pods on the weekend, but you can definitely check out the Sharp Reports, VSiN.com/newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. You get those Sharp Reports. I still write those over the weekend if you're looking for some sharp write-ups here over Major League Baseball. Keep an eye out for the Market Insights pod later today. 3 o'clock will come out. Probably have some more baseball plays, maybe add in some NBA and some NHL as well. And who knows, maybe even add in some MMA, some biting, as we have some good bouts here this weekend. But of course, at VSiN, we'd love for you to become a member. VSiN.com/subscribe. Get everything we offer, including all the best bets sent to your email, a live stream of all the VSiN shows, all the articles beyond the paywall, as well as those great DraftKings percentages. You can sign up VSiN.com/subscribe, only $9.99 for your first full month of service. And of course, follow us on Twitter. Stay tuned to VSiN. We tweet out great sports betting content, including clips from all our shows throughout the day. Very insightful comments and interviews. You can find us on Twitter at VSiN Live. You can follow me at Josh_Insights. But I wish you the best of luck. Have a fantastic Friday. Have a great weekend. Again, we'll be back at it on the Morning Bets pod on Monday. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great weekend. Good luck. And as the wise man of VSiN likes to say, hopefully you can cash some tickets today and into the weekend because, of course, that's what it's all about. Have a great day, guys.